This video is sponsored by Intel. A lot of people have been asking where the white truck is. It's been right here inside of my garage. Been getting some work done on it. I am working on getting the truck running and taking it on the road again, but that's not what the premise of this video is. From NYPD vans with the surveillance scissor lift to Volkswagen Beetles with a camper fastened on the back, I definitely have been camping in some zany, weird, off-the-cuff camping vehicles in my day. When I started this channel about 5 years ago, I became aware of a company that makes the world's best truck camper, and they were always a dream for me to be able to get my hands on and try one out, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. The company that makes this vehicle is called Earth Roamer. They're based out of Denver, Colorado, and today I'm going to be spending the next week in a $1.1 million Earth Roamer SX, traveling around Colorado, doing some fishing. So I feel very fortunate to get my hands on a set of keys and figure out just what this Earth Roamer is capable of. All right, so I got to Denver late yesterday, about 6 p.m., waking up this morning, and I'm getting ready to take the Earth Roamer out. Right now I'm in a northern suburb of Denver. I haven't seen one of these cars in person yet, so I'm really excited. But first things first, I'm gonna run downstairs and get some breakfast. I'm really excited because I haven't been back to Denver since I came out here about 2.5 years ago to go to Moab, so it'll be a fun little road trip this week. Got myself a breakfast wrap, and right after this we're going to be heading over and seeing an Earth Roamer for the first time. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right, so just arriving here at the Earth Roamer facility here in Denver, Colorado for the first time. Here's a first look at some of their rigs. It's crazy seeing them in person.
How's it going? You Mav?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Zach.
Mav, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. All right. Well, you want to go check out the factory?
Yeah, that sounds so
I'll
fun.
go fill that up and I'll just park it. What is that? Over 400 trucks on the road. Every one of them custom built. We're still building more and more every year. Cool. Bench built specific to the customer over.
Holy cow. Pretty impressive stuff here. All right, folks, so I am here at the Earth Roamer's headquarters in Denver, Colorado. Behind me is the Earth Roamer SX and the Earth Roamer LTI. Today, we're going to be taking out the big boy truck, which is the Earth Roamer SX. This is the biggest truck in the Earth Roamer lineup for the 2024 season. It is absolutely gigantic. I'm not really sure if the camera does it any justice, but I think this might be bigger than a mini school bus. It's got 43-inch tires, giant rims. It's absolutely insane. They use their own textured paint that is abrasion resistant and UV resistant, so I mean, this thing just screams overland vehicle. Obviously there's a lot of other cool features in this truck, but I'm running a little bit late to get on the road, so we're gonna hop inside the cabin here and get driving. Inside the cabin here, there's nothing really super crazy other than all the different switches here for cameras. You can see we have a front camera, which will give you a nice view of the front. We have a rooftop camera, which you can flick on if you want to make sure you're not hitting the top of a garage or a tree branch or something. We have rock lights that'll actually make underglow happen underneath the truck, so you're making sure you're not getting hung up on any rocks. And then we have an FLIR camera, which is actually an infrared camera, and so this will work at night. It's reflecting back infrared light, so it's based off of heat. So if there's an animal or something that you're trying to avoid at night in front of you, you'll be able to see it on this one. Comes equipped with a full HD backup camera that is always running so you can see behind you. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty standard Chevrolet interior. Of course, we have a radio for communications in here, and then we are also on airlift, so we're able to raise and lower each side of this vehicle to be comfortable and level it out for sleeping purposes, and then we're also able to quickly reset it for when we want to get back on the road. My first couple hours behind the vehicle here are going to be on the highway. We're going to see how it performs being so big and rugged on paved roads, and we're actually going to be able to take it off-roading into some mountainous trout streams. So without further ado, let's get cranking. This vehicle is just over 34 feet long, around 22 to 23,000 pounds. We're going to see how well it'll handle on the freeway, driving in the Colorado highways. So while I'm driving around a little bit here on the side roads, you can kind of hear the hydraulic braking system working. Because this vehicle is so heavy and because they want it to be able to stop fast, they actually have hydraulic brakes in here versus just your typical old-fashioned brake systems or air brakes. When compared to the normal drive of a heavy-duty truck, honestly, it's not terribly different, which is surprising for how big the cabin is on the back of this thing. So right now it's about 12:30, and although I do have a lot of daytime left, it sounds nice to kind of find a spot pretty close to here to be able to camp for the rest of the afternoon. I would like to do some fishing out here in Colorado. The good news is that once you kind of get out of Denver, it starts getting a little bit more desolate. And with it being a Tuesday right now, I should be able to find a campsite where I can be all to myself. I can honestly say that I'm pretty surprised. The top speed that I've gotten up to so far has been 80 miles an hour, so if you're in a pinch, you can get up and after it. And honestly, the handling for how big of a vehicle it is pretty amazing. Just made it to Estes Park. Means I'm getting about to the halfway point for my journeys for today. Absolutely beautiful area, some great fishing around here. The beautiful thing about a vehicle like this is that you can kind of make your own campsites. All right, so I'm taking the Earth Roamer on a dirt road for the first time. We are fresh off the pavement up here in the Rocky Mountains. Stuff's getting a little tighter. Gotta watch out for tree limbs and big rocks, but I mean, honestly, just gotta watch out for overhangs more than anything, because this truck is a beast. All right, found myself a camp spot for the night. I'm just inside of the Rocky Mountains here, almost to the peak. We're in the Rocky Mountain National Park. Found a quiet little campsite on one of my favorite apps, iOverlander, and I think this'll do. Beautiful view of the bluffs over there, and it looks like there's a river pretty close by, so I think I'll be able to get some fishing done here. Feels good to finally have it on some dirt, even if it was only for a short while. I don't even think I've tapped into a sixth of what this vehicle's capable of yet, but the SX is built on a Chevrolet 6500 chassis. This features the 6.6 engine, and it features a full pass-through system, which is weather sealed. So you can open this up and still have access to the cabin from the cab of the truck. Even everything from the front and rear bumper are all custom made in-house, and you can see just how impressive some of the underwork and suspension work is on this vehicle. And I am very excited to have the opportunity to take this vehicle out and experience what it's like being in a $1 million truck camper. All right, so before I do go fishing, I don't have time to run you through everything that this vehicle has to offer. We're gonna jump through the interior later, but it's a pretty insane truck camper. I mean, this is really what every truck camper or RV wants to be. Starting with the cabin that's on the back here, this is a vacuum-infused carbon fiber body that is made here in the United States, custom at Earth Roamer. It's actually not rigid mounted to the chassis, so what that means is that when your truck is going off-road and the chassis is flexing and articulating, you're not going to break or crack your carbon fiber body or any of the wood or quartz or anything that's on the inside. You'll look around and you'll see these windows. I mean, it's typical to see windows on an RV, but these ones are actually frameless and dual pane vacuum sealed glass, which is really nice for insulation. So if you're ever going winter camping like I do, you'll be able to stay warm on the inside. This vehicle features 46-inch tires, which makes it a very capable off-roading vehicle. I mean, going through snow, rock, you know, if you take it up into Moab, you'll be able to get some good vehicle clearance. And it's also on DOT-approved dual beadlock wheels. So you can air these things down if you're going over rough terrain. You can air them back up if you're going on the highway. And you can do so off of your own vehicle because you actually have air hookup ports. You can use this to fill up your tires, blow dust off of stuff, or if you have like an inflatable kayak or paddleboard, you can just hook up to that air hose and fill it right up. Of course, there's things on here that are standard on other RVs, like your water fill up. This vehicle is actually able to hold up to 120 gallons of fresh water in it and over 100 gallons of diesel. So you can go a long time without having to fill them up. You have your exterior garage, which if you open it up here, you have an optional slide out that you can get all of your gear easily to you and pull all your things out. But you can see there's a lot of storage in there for weed whacking supplies, a jack, solo stove, fishing waders. There's even outlets back here so you can charge some goods if you need to. Around the entire proximity of the vehicle, you have lights that are meant for off-roading, as well as dimmable for just being outside and camping. And then there's a fully automatic awning that's outside. On the back here, we have a fully outdoor kitchen, which I'm going to dive into later, a bear box on here, and there is a camp kitchen table that is located right here. Also on this back rack, you can add things like fishing rod holders, ski holders, snowboard holders, bike holders, all sorts of stuff to make it customizable to fit your needs. We have a full-sized spare tire on the back here with Max Trax mount, so if you find yourself in some deep stuff, you can get yourself out of it. Full winch on the back and the front, so no matter which way you're stuck, you can always find a tree to wrap around. Pretty impressive, and I'm kind of just barely scratching the surface. I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute about some features on this thing, but there's a million of them. Oh yeah, and it's important to note that there are 360 cameras on basically every part of the vehicle. You can see one here and one there, and rest assured you can leave your vehicle anywhere and it'll be recording security footage for you all the time. So whether you have a animal walk by your car or somebody that's trying to take a catalytic converter, you'll have nice pictures of them. I'm sure it's taking really nice pictures of me right now. Also, one of the best things that I think this vehicle offers is that it does not have a generator. And now you might say, oh, that kind of stinks. Like what if I run out of power? Well, with 1,600 watts of solar and over 18,000 watt hours of lithium ion batteries, it would take you a long time to run out of power in this vehicle. And that'll power everything on the inside, from the fridge, the microwave, TVs, sound bars, etc. The inside is just as, if not more impressive than the outside, and I'm excited to show you later. And all that's left to do is to get a rain jacket on and set up a flat rod and go do some fishing. This section of river that I'm fishing here within the state park, you're actually not allowed to keep fish, so just a little fishing for fun today, see if I can catch some rainbow trout, but where I'm going tomorrow, I should be able to catch a couple for a little catch and cook. Alright, let's go do some fishing. As I'm walking on the road, I found a mat of fur here. I think that's rabbit fur or something. Either a giant owl pellet or some other type of predator poop. Luckily for me, most of the grizzly bears should be in hibernation at this point. We are in bear country, so there's always a possibility, but I have high hopes I'm not going to see one. The views out here are absolutely immaculate. You can see peaks in front of me and behind me. I very well could have just drove down this road, but I didn't really feel like starting the truck up, and I could use the exercise, honestly. So I've been walking alongside the creek here. You can see there's a lot of overgrowth. It's gonna make it pretty difficult for fishing, so I gotta find a good spot where it's clear. Kind of looks like it should be clear enough right here, but I gotta see what I'm working with. See if there's any fish around. Otherwise I'll just keep treading forward. Yeah, it's pretty skinny in here. Oh, there's a couple little trout in there. Not seeing enough though, it makes me want to take a cast. Continuing on. Looks like we got some elk or deer poop right here. Looks to be like a mule deer sized pile. And we got lots and lots of lambs here around. I gotta just find a better hole to fish because this is just a little too skinny. Ooh, there's a little pool right here. Just a baby one, but put my polarized glasses on and see if I can't see anything. Oh, sure, there's a trout sitting down there. Alright, so I have a little dry fly on. It's a topwater mosquito. It's a mosquito imitation, so I'm going to try that out. See if this trout will take it. Gotta be careful here with my casting. Ooh, that wasn't very pretty. Oh, he saw it and turned away on it. Oh, I got him. I got that trout. No way. Sick. Oh, it looks like a nice little brook trout. Let my hands grab this guy. Oh, wow, yeah, he choked that mosquito. Alright, first fish of the trip, little brook trout. Wow, they're beautiful. Look at those colors. And those crazy fins. Oh, he's going back in. See you later, buddy. He was just sitting right there. Oh, there's another one down there with him. See if we can get a twofer. I'm gonna imagine they're gonna be a little scared now that I just pulled their buddy out, but... Ooh, little trout. Just a baby. Another little brookie. Beautiful little fish, wow. Bye. Thanks for playing. Alright, I'm 2 for 2. I got another one. That one's got some cool colors on it too. I was a guessing man, there's gonna be a fish sitting behind this rock here. Woo! Brook trout! Crazy. White fins. Let him go. Seed guy. It's a rock. What? Oh, he's okay. Alright, so we got a big wall right here. This is not crossable to these fish, so maybe there's a big one sitting in that hole. There's only one way to find out. Oh yeah, there's a really nice one right there. Got him. Oh! Dang it. Stung him and didn't keep him hooked. That'll happen. Probably about the same size as the first one I caught. Alright, so in this little hole right here, you can see that, maybe you can't see, but they're stacked up in that water right there. A little bit easier to see with polarized glasses on, but they are stacked up in this part of the river. I'm just standing on this little rock here. There's a couple big ones in there. I just missed one right on the top of the water. Man, it is gorgeous out here. What a perfect day to have a little bit of fishing. Haven't found anything bigger than like a 10 to 11 inch brook, but I mean, they could be hiding in this hole. Oh! That was a big one. Ah! It's a little baby. See you, guy. Little guy. There's a little bit better one. Okay, guy. That was cool. Alright, nice little brookie. So the way I'm picking apart this little creek is that every time there's like a hole where it gets a little deeper off of some runoff, there's been fish stacked. So I'm just kind of walking up the creek, trying to find a spot where I can get a cast in. Right up in here looks like a fishy area, and every time I see something like that, I'm just stopping and casting. And paying off so far. We got a pretty light weight rod here. This is a Gray's 4-weight. It's 10 feet long, which is a little bit longer than I want with this much vegetation around. Just a lot of stuff to snag, but the nice thing about it is that I can kind of hang my bait off the end of the rod. Just kind of like dangle it where I need it to go. I can see some fish in this hole already. Here, I'll show you here. See that guy sitting right in that hole where he should be. I'm gonna see if I can get him to nibble. It's the best way to approach this. I'm gonna try to get up to like this pine tree that's spooking these fish. It's gonna be really slow. Should be able to get relatively close. Not making too much commotion. Alright, I'm gonna go from here. See if I can get a cast in there. Gotta practice my skills. Oh, got one. Not the one I was going for, but I got one. Make sure I'm wetting my hands for these ones. See you later. There's a couple of pretty nice sized ones in there, so it's just a matter of me being able to cast. So, see if I can get it. Oh no. The mini mites are coming back. Okay, good, he got off. Trying not to hook those little ones. But they just flash and they're on. Alright, I think I've fished this hole out pretty good with a good sized fish, so we move on. That was sweet. A mule deer just ran out right in front of me, right across the road here. Like a little doe or fawn hopping around, barreling right at me. There you go, there's your answer for what those droppings were. Mule deer. Alright, I've gone up about a mile of river so far. I think this is about my turning around point. This hole was absolutely stacked. I had like 4 or 5 fish hooked, but terrible angle to be able to get them and take them off. Feel bad for a couple of those brookies. So we're gonna work our way back down, maybe fish a couple holes on the way back, and get back to the old RV. Oh wow, that one is really nice. Oh, I got him! I got that guy. No way. Wow. This one is so dark. His gums. Definitely not as big as I originally thought it was. That could be a different fish. But man, he's got some really cool colors on him. Deep orange and black gums. That's sweet. See you, guy. I think I'm at like 7,000 to 8,000 foot elevation right now. Definitely feeling it a little bit. This Midwest boy is not used to this. Ooh, check out this tasty little morsel. A little raspberry. Delicious. Wonder where all the other ones are. There's one rogue raspberry. It's pretty funny. I hiked a lot further than I originally thought. About 2 miles from the truck. So I'm gonna start working my way back. Might get cooking on some dinner. Be able to show you guys the outdoor kitchen on the fancy rig. Like I said, couldn't keep those fish if I wanted to, but honestly, brook trout that small, it'd take a lot of them to fill me up right now. So I'm gonna jump into a big old steak. There's my big lovely school bus to come home to. Alright, cool. Well, just got back to the truck after going fishing. You can tell the sun's starting to go down. This is the spot that I'm going to camp at for the night, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize the airbags and level out my sleeping area so I'm comfortable when it comes time to go to bed. So what I need to do is just turn the ignition on here so I'm not running off just the batteries. And then we've got our airlift right here. So I'm gonna just take it out of preset ride, which is riding mode. And I'm gonna raise the front and lower the rear all the way. Okay. Check my work before I shut the truck off. Yeah. Looks pretty nice and level. Cool. All right, let's get this bad boy active. So I got myself a steak, some olive oil, we got in here some spinach, chives, some baby dill, ooh, it even comes with its own set of fancy knives. Alright, which one do I want? That looks like a good one. All right, so this truck comes equipped with a Blackstone griddle on the back. So I'm gonna be using that today. Propane hookup. How does that work? All right. There we go. That is a very even truck. Very level. All right, so I've got all the exterior lights on right now, and I just extended the awning. Seems like a good night to have it out. You never know, rain could come. I better start paying attention to my food though. Here we have it, some steak and potatoes. I think I cooked that steak pretty perfect. Potatoes, they're still a little firm. Not bad though, pretty delicious. That is a meal fit for a king right there. It's a nice night out, so I thought I'd eat outside. The interior is super nice, so I think I'll have dinner in there tomorrow, but since there's no rain and it's pretty warm out tonight, doesn't suck eating under an awning. All the lights on this thing are crazy. I mean, I've been running most of these lights for like the last couple hours, and I'm only down to 95%. So the sun was charging us up today. All right, I'm gonna dive in. This is exactly what I need right now. I think I was feeling a little malnourished earlier, getting some altitude sickness on an empty stomach, not staying hydrated, and walking around fishing on an empty stomach. I'm a soft Minnesota boy. I need to get used to elevation. Not a dang old chance for that guy. With the most luxurious camper comes the most luxurious laptop. We gotta thank today's sponsor of the video. And this is the Dell Inspiron 2-in-1. That means you have a tablet and a full laptop. It's powered by Intel Core Ultra and features built-in Wi-Fi 6 technology. The Intel Core Ultra is a high-performance, low-power processor, offering an immersive graphics experience. I can say that I am thoroughly impressed with the battery life. I'm so impressed with it that I didn't even bring the charger for the laptop on this trip. And because apparently I have a hard time catching big trout, I'm going to utilize the AI assistant built in called Copilot and see if it can give me some pointers on how to catch big trout. Alright, so tomorrow we're going to be fishing at the right time, using bigger baits, targeting the right spots, which slow currents along seams and deep pools. Be patient, and I'm going to try using stronger gear. So today I'm going to be utilizing the Intel Unison app, which allows me to seamlessly connect my iPhone over to my Windows PC. It's as simple as going onto the app, selecting your files, and then you can drop your favorite pictures or videos on over to your laptop. Being able to have the tablet feature and the laptop feature means that I'm going to be traveling a lot lighter because I don't need to bring 2 different types of machinery with me. And on the plus side, the Dell Inspiron features a thin, light, and aesthetically pleasing design. I chose the cobalt blue one, and I think it suits me. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description. Now let's get back to the prepaid programming. So now I feel like it would be a good time to talk about just a couple of the really cool amenities that are inside of the Earth Roamer. You'll probably see me step in here a few times, and man, it is luxury. We got quartz countertops. I believe this is, it's not walnut, it's kind of like an ashy birch wood. You have all of the lighting that you could ever imagine. The biggest thing that's cool is you have a giant farmhouse style kitchen sink. I'm gonna get these dishes done really quick, and then I'm probably gonna get ready for bed because I'm honestly kind of a tired boy right now. Pretty crazy that it also comes with some Damascus steel Earth Roamer knives. The organization in here is also, I mean, second to none. It's so well organized. You just have your silverware in a slide, all perfectly cut out. There's even like little rollers inside of there to hold the silverware in so they're not rattling around all the time. They build this in-house too. It's so you can have your ceramics and glassware. Use like a special foam padding right here, and it separates all your plates and it creates them so they don't rattle around and break. You know, they trust their product a lot when they're using actual glass panes and ceramics inside of a vehicle that's meant to go on some of the harshest trails. Did I mention that there's a wine fridge in here? Not much of a wine guy, but I mean, I'm sure if you're buying this vehicle, you are. Whoa. There's a washer and dryer in here. That's crazy. And then you have like these iPads that you can control all your lights. So all lights indirect, I can just tap that and it'll shut off all the indirect lighting. Turn that back on. I can just turn off the direct lighting. Oh, whoops. I just turned off of all the lights. Here we go. Now I just have indirect lighting on. Kind of nice. Lighting on the floor, on the ceiling. The other thing that you have in here that's pretty baller, just press this button that says TV monitor. Brother. Alright, you're going away to night TV. This is like a California king bed up here also, and there's another TV in the corner there. This is insane. Alright, well, as I'm absolutely decimating Europa licorice, it'll be a good time to show you the security cameras. We've got the front view, the back view, and then the 2 side views right here on infrared cameras. If a bear comes by and tries to steal my licorice, I'm gonna know. Alright, so I just turned on my heater for the night. This is actually the controller right here. You'll see that there's a thing for air heater and for water heater. So there's actually, the water heater in here actually works off of coolant. So there's basically a coolant coil that is heated up by the engine, and it'll wrap around one of the water tanks in here and provide you with hot water. With those coils heating up, they actually produce some heat that can actually floor vents here, which is pretty nuts. Oh, actually, that is not the floor vent for the heat. This is the floor vent for the heat, but can we talk about that? I just found an in-floor vacuum. Where was this my whole life? That is insane. So now when your floors get dirty, you just brush it over here and it gets sucked up by the in-floor vacuum. Oh my gosh. Is this even camping at this point? This is straight up glamp fest. There you go. Alright, well, I have a full day with the Earth Roamer tomorrow. I'm going to try my best to do a catch and cook. I'm really excited to go get some rainbow trout. I'm going to make some fish ravioli, I think. Like, stuffing up some ravioli with some smoked fish and ricotta. I gotta stop talking about food. I gotta go to bed. Good morning. For one, this California King that's up here, one of the most comfortable beds that I've ever been in that's in an RV. You can see that we have 4 different windows up top, which are all able to be opened, have bug screens, or be completely blacked out, depending on what you need. This is actually a hatch that opens vertically, so you can have access to the roof, or it acts like a window. We have a TV with a Sonos bar up here. It's a smart TV, so actually last night I was streaming some YouTube videos before I fell asleep. I walked you through a little bit of the digitally controlled system, so everything in the truck is able to be turned on and off from the digitally controlled system, either the one that you saw last night up at the bed here, or there is one back here as well that is iPad that is charging on a little base here, but you can take this with you if you're going out to like the campfire or something. You can bring this out, you can take your awning out, you can control your lights, you can turn your water heater on, you can even check your video surveillance from the outside if you want to off of this. And it's also hooked up to Spotify, so you can stream all of your music with the surround sound system that's in the truck and utilize the sound bar that's underneath the TV up there. And you also can bring this mobile sound system right here out to the campfire. We can change the hue of the lights. Every appliance that's in this vehicle is actually able to be operated off of just the lithium batteries. So your convection bake, air fry, microwave, your 12-volt refrigerator, your diesel heaters, your water pumps, your water heaters, everything is able to be operated off of battery. You don't need to be plugged into shore power, which is super awesome. What's hiding underneath this cutting board is your cooktop, which is an induction stove. Also, like I said, able to be run off of just the battery power. We've got under the sink storage, all the cutting boards, corianders, drying racks, things like that, accessories for the sink. We have a drinking water filtration tap with hot and cold. Also a farmhouse style sink nozzle with hot and cold as well. In the back here we have what they consider to be the guest bedroom. So this is a dining set. You can sit here and dine with up to 6 to 8 people. And then once dinner time's over, you're actually able to raise and lower the table. It's on a little actuator arm. You can move the cushions around, and you actually have a full California-sized king bed back here as well. You can open up all 3 windows, get a nice breeze going back here, drop the TV down. Of course, back here we also have a vent fan, the surround sound speakers, and all throughout the truck there's, USB-C charging ports and other 12-volt plugins. The bathroom in here is pretty special as well. We've got the dry bath, which just means that the shower and the toilet are separate. Earthroamer actually utilizes cassette toilets, so these are really nice because you don't have to deal with a black water tank. Black water tanks shut down during certain times of the year. The hassle of going to a place and having to pay a fee and dumping your waste can be messy and time consuming, and every time I've dealt with it, I have not enjoyed it. So they use a cassette style toilet, which just means basically it's a waste cassette that goes underneath the toilet, which is accessible from the outside. Once that's filled up, it's actually legally able to be dumped in any toilet. So if you're at like a pit toilet at a trailhead, a gas station, in worst case scenario, you can always dig a hole and dump it in there, and there's no frills with that. The shower is a full rain head shower, nice wood slat flooring, and I also think I'm going to take advantage of that right this second. In this cabinet right here, got the coffee maker. This one actually does full beans, so I'm gonna make myself a cup of joe, have myself a shower, and then I'm hitting the road. We're gonna go fishing today. Gotta catch some fish to do a catch and cook. I went with an Americano. Love me a good old-fashioned Americano. Got hot water.
Water's hot.
That's amazing. All right, I'm leaving campsites for right now. Gonna try to go fish one of those new rivers I found last night and see if I can't catch myself some fish for dinner. All right, I gotta set this back to drive mode. There's a lot of rivers that are close by, like within 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do some exploring. I'm just gonna kind of hop around and see what I can get into. All right, I found myself back on a dirt road. It is a little dicey on this road. Wasn't really anticipating that, but in a very capable vehicle. So I'm just dumping her into 4 low right now. And we're gonna see just what the earth warmer can do. I'd say this is like pretty modest, but definitely not something that I would be sending any regular RV up. Oh boy, yeah. I wouldn't be worried about a regular truck camper making it up through this, but you gotta keep in mind that this is a 22,000 pound, full-sized, basically tiny house on wheels that's able to go up. That is pretty amazing. As far as mountain roads go, this is pretty standard here. There's lots of water runoff that comes down these hills, so the grade of it usually is pretty brutal. This one, I would give it like a moderate difficulty. I mean, you can see sections like this, just where the road's washed out. It's actually fairly nice. But we're just slowly trucking along. All right, I am gonna need to set up a new fly rod because the fish in here are gonna be a little bit bigger, so we're gonna do that really quick. Then we're gonna head down to the river, see if we can't catch a rainbow. Take a look at this view. Holy man. All right, just like another mile to go. All right, on the trail now, got a couple fly rods in hand. Mountains are beautiful out here. Got like a, I don't know, 1.5 2 mile walk down to the river. We are outside of city limits here, so I should be able to keep like, I think it's 4 trout, any size. I'm gonna double check my regs once I get down there, but probably be down to the river in like 30 minutes. On the map, it definitely didn't look that crazy, but it was. So kind of putting all my potatoes in this basket today. It's already noon, so crossing my fingers that this thing is holding some fish, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Oh! No! All right, no fish in the first hole. Gotta try another one. All right, well, I think I might have some weather coming in, so I'm trying to get a signal on my Garmin inReach right now. See if we got thunderstorms for the rest of the time, because if that's the case, I might just head back up, but I don't really want to go back up empty-handed. All right, the inReach isn't working right now. I don't really have great signal with all the trees around, but I can see a lot of rain cover coming in, and I've been hearing some some thunder. So that might do it for my fishing escapades today. Just ended up doing some wet wading in my shoes. Got some rain coming. I guess I was overly optimistic about the fishing here. All right, here comes the weather. Little rain. Temps are dropping off about a third of the way back. It's looking sketchy over there. Boy. Made it back to the top of the trailhead. That was one long hike for no fish. Gotta find myself a camp spot. The good news is that there's a lot around this campsite. With the storm coming in, not sure if I'm gonna stay here or not, but I'm gonna make my mind up, and I'll see you when I pull off somewhere. Look at this campsite. Holy man. That's the best one yet. So sick. That's crazy how fast that rain just dissipated. Like 10 minutes ago it was full clouds, and now just got over this ridge and you can see the mountains. That's beautiful. Oh, nice to know that this still happens in an earth warmer. Life is a movie right now. Look at that sunset. You kidding me? Well, I kind of knew that this might happen, so I picked myself up a salmon fillet before I came out here. Because my recipe that I was going to make tonight requires some fish. It's a little more difficult than the one that I made last night. We're making homemade ravioli. I haven't made homemade ravioli before, so this will be fun. I'll make the dough from scratch, and I think I'm going to make some like ricotta, spinach, salmon innards for it. I felt like a bougie recipe for a bougie night stay was in the cards. All right, like I said, making ravioli from scratch, so you better bust out some fluid. No. No. Oh boy. My well is broken loose. That did not go as planned. Out of all the times I've made pasta dough, that might be the worst one, and it's on video. All right, so most of the hard part's over. Got the fish cooked, got my dough made. I'm going to make a butter sauce for the raviolis because I don't want to dirty up a bunch of pans. I'm gonna use my salmon pan. Put a stick of butter in there. Oh. I was gonna zest a lemon, but I don't have a zester, so I think lemon juice ought to do. All right, now it's time to fill. Making ravioli is not very easy. Hopefully at least it holds together a little bit. I mean, this is terrible. I'm not very good at this, apparently. Oh boy, it's just falling apart at the seams. Apparently you do need a pasta wheel. Oh no. They're falling apart, man. It's all gonna go in the same place anyway, right? That's what my mama used to say. Mommy, 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 moment of truth. All right, well, these very well could be the saddest raviolis that you ever did see. All right, let's dive into our concoction. Tastes good. Presentation, we're giving it a D. Taste, we're giving it A-. It's delicious. Apparently I need to hone in my ravioli making skills, but that was the first time I've ever tried making ravioli. Pasta dough turned out awesome though. Well, not quite the bougie presentation that I was hoping for, but it'll fill a void in my stomach, that's for sure, after that big hike today. Alright, even though it wasn't pretty that hit the spot, that hike got me exhausted. I think it was roughly 1,800 feet down to the base, and over the course of like 2 miles, so a little bit of switchback, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wet wading. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here cool that I haven't showed you yet, but I feel like I've pretty much showed you everything. Got my dishes done, I'm gonna leave the bigger ones out to dry. I'm glad I did not leave that for myself in the morning. Alright, that'll do it for day 2. I'm gonna throw some TV up on the flat screen. Make sure everything's off. Yeah, we're all good. Alright, we'll see you in the morning. Good night from the top of the Rocky Mountains. Morning. Whoa. That's pretty awesome. All right, time to pack it up. Ooh. I slept like a little angel last night, but unfortunately for me, I missed the sunrise. All right, y'all, just got the truck dropped back off at the Earth Roamer HQ. Appreciate them for letting me take it out for the week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, until next time, you already know the drill. Just keep on trucking.